Hey guys, we are comparing the Omega MM900HDS with the NamaJ2 juicer. I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time, probably like a year or so now, and I'm finally getting around to it. Um, I've never compared them side by side, so this is my first time seeing this too. So I guess I will kind of compare everything. So we're just going to compare like ease of taking apart and putting together. So let's see. It's a little easier to take apart when there's not celery fibers wrapped around everything. Oh no. Uh-oh. I'm missing my little green thing. Let me go find that. Found it. Okay. Careful with these guys. They, I hear they are hard to replace. I guess just recently they've been out of stock. I don't know how Omega is with keeping things stocked. I've never had to repurchase anything from Omega. I did purchase this used on eBay. I think I got it for, I want to say like $130. And it's been great. There's no issues. I highly recommend used juicers if you can find what you're looking for used, because you usually can buy all of the parts. I only see on Facebook groups that sometimes these parts are hard to come by. It's $20 for shipping. It takes a long time to get in. And unfortunately, I've heard that their customer service isn't the best. With the NamaJ2, I have used their customer service, and I will tell you they are outstanding. I do have a few broken pieces on here, like this right now, that are kind of clinging to life because I kept dropping them. But I do need to repurchase them. I will say that this piece here had broken off, and I contacted, this piece is actually available for purchase. I did contact their customer service, and I meant to send them a picture of this piece, but I sent a picture of this piece in my email, and they just sent me one. Like, they were just like, here you go. It'll be delivered at this point. I think it took like less than a week to get here, maybe. I don't know, within a week somehow. But I feel like their prices are, with repurchasing pieces that break, are reasonable. Now, these pieces that have broken are my fault. It says that it is not dishwasher safe. I have washed it in the dishwasher, and I don't know if that's what did it, if it like weakened the plastic, but this actually broke in the dishwasher, and so did this. And this could be somewhat of a design flaw, actually. Like, it's meant to hook here, and it can kind of come off if you bump it pretty easily, and I just knocked it on the floor one too many times. And so you'll see what I have to do. It still works, but you'll see what I have to do. Anyways, back to the Omega. So not trying to hate on Omega. I've never worked with their customer service personally. It's just what I see a lot on Facebook groups, medical medium Facebook groups. So this piece, I really don't know what it's for. Maybe it twists from side to side. It's really difficult to get off. Yeah, so I just don't take it off. So we'll put our precious little green piece in. It is specifically for juicing celery. So let's put it together. Put our screen facing down. I mean, I have had an issue getting this off before after using it. It's been a while, but let's see. There we go. But that clips on really easily. No hate towards the Omega, by the way. This is an amazing juicer. From what I remember, the pulp definitely comes out drier here. So I'm curious to see how much more juice we actually get from this versus this. And I'm curious to see how much of juice we can squeeze out of this pulp through a nut milk bag, and if it makes it worth it to you or not. All right, so this one, piece by piece. So there's the lid, the hopper. They seem to be made out of the same plastic. I will say, I don't remember specifically where, but I have heard medical medium say that he doesn't like these ones. What do you call them? Like an upright? I don't remember the term he used. I don't know why, but I wonder if it's the way it spins. It probably gets a little more air into the juice because it pushes the juice around as it filters it. So that's my only guess. And this one does not do that. So having air on your celery juice does help it to start oxidizing. So all in all, I think what you get from this is going to be stronger. I gravitate towards this because of this juicer, I can juice every day for the most part. And especially when I was dealing with a lot of fatigue and I was really tired, this juicer it was exhausting to stand there and do every stalk. And I mean, now I feel better, so it would be different. But when I first started healing, I was very, very fatigued and just dealing with a lot of symptoms. And so this was just overwhelming. It was like too much for me. Like if I juiced that day, it was like I ran a marathon versus this allowed me to just kind of prep my celery in advance and be able to store it the way it's prepped in the fridge to take up less room. I'm sure you could figure something out though with regular celery easily with large containers. Always check a restaurant supply store. You can get great containers there. I know I'm rambling, but I don't know. I'm just getting stuff out there that I think is helpful. Okay, so we have this little rubber guy. I have had to replace this before because something weird happened with it. It was my fault, but this is like $3. So when I bought it, I bought a couple. All right, so that goes in. This goes in. Make sure it kind of clicks in. This goes in. And this goes in. I kind of like to, ooh. Sometimes I feel like I have to mess with the placement of getting this one in. That is something I've had to mess with before, but still worth it to be able to juice hands-free. And that's just my opinion. There we go. I think I'm just nervous. All right, so we have that. Sometimes you need to twist the auger a little bit to get it into place, but it feels like it's in place right now. And my little MacGyver way of keeping that together. And then I like to check and make sure it's in place. Okay. Normally, if you just shut the lid, it would turn on. If you turned this on button on. But I broke it, so it doesn't lock into place. Alrighty, so let's move this a little bit closer so we don't accidentally knock that off. Knowing me, I probably would. We always use a strainer. This is my favorite strainer. I think I got it from Walmart, honestly. But since it's small, we'll put it with the Omega. And this one we can kind of, this is my next smallest one. So we're just going to have to make it work. All right, so I have equal amounts of celery here. I weighed them out. There is like a tiny little bit more of this one, I believe. I don't know. I'll link the video, and you can see for yourself. With the Nama juicer, you do cut the celery into like 1 to 2 inch pieces because the fibers will wrap around the auger and it will slow it down. You'll have to take it apart, clean it off, do it again. I do hear that some people have to, oh no, this is Mila. This is her, um, she has a catio over here, and so she usually jumps on this to get through her catio, so I apologize. All right, well then you have to get down. Here, do you wanna hang out right there? There, she'll probably like that. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, we want to cut it into little pieces, which is really nice because you can prep all your celery this way and you can store it in a very compact way. I'm sure you've seen my other videos. I have seen comments on Facebook of people saying they can only get through a certain amount of ounces of juice with this before they have to take it apart and clean it. And so I think it's because of the long celery fibers wrapping around the auger. So if you use this juicer and you have that problem, try cutting these in halves or thirds. I think these little pieces would be kind of a pain in the butt to use in this one, but yeah, try it. That might be the reason why. I have a little hunch. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the Omega. Start the Nama. Let's go ahead and start the Nama. Oh my gosh. This is like my first video doing all of this talking, and it's probably going to be pretty terrible, but hopefully you guys can find some entertainment in this. I have no idea. All right. There we go. And they do have a larger hopper for the NamaJ2, which I did watch a video, and it holds like 1.5 of what this does, which is nice. It gives you a little bit more time to go do something else while it makes your juice for you. So I'm just going to turn this on. It would normally start on its own, but since mine is broken because of moi, we need a little weight on top. So I'm going to open this just slightly and let it pour out. And this Omega, hello, little girl. Sweet lady, marvelous woman. It's been a while. I don't think I've used this juicer for, well, I've had this maybe for 2 years. I had it in 2022. So I've had it, wow, for 4 years. Had it for a long time. I haven't used this bad boy in a long time. But what I do with this is I actually lend it out to clients, family members. I just want to make sure. Okay. All right. Here we go. Don't mind me. So whenever I tell someone about celery juice, I give them this one to try. That way they can see if they like this juicer and they can get the most out of it. I will say what I can see from my perspective is there is more bubbles and foam in this one, and there are bubbles and some foam in this one, but not as much. It does look like there is more fibers being caught by this strainer, but this one is so bubbly and foamy that I can't actually say that fairly because I can't really see. So we'll see. The truth is in the pudding at the end. I would really actually like to compare juicing spinach with both of these. Because I juice spinach a lot. I still feel like I get a decent amount out of it. But it is true. Like, sometimes, you know, when you take this apart, there is leftover celery that hasn't been pushed all the way down. And I don't believe the same thing is true for the Omega. So if you are really wanting to get the most out of every tiny little bit of celery you have, or every large amount of celery you have, this is the one that's going to do that for you. And I believe that reason and the fact that it doesn't spin it and get air in it the same way this one does is the reason that this is the best juicer for juicing celery. It's going to keep your healing tonic the most potent, and you're going to get the most out of it. All right, so this one has been done for a while. I probably should have just stopped it. Maybe for a while. I might have to rewatch that, but I do like to let it go a little bit longer, just like this one, because it pushes out. Give it a chance to push out whatever is in there. Sometimes I will do that. All right, I'll turn this one off. So this is interesting. This looks like there's much more, but maybe because it's spread out. Oh my gosh. I think they're equally wet. Mila, get down. Get down. Get down. Sorry, me. All right. I'm going to pick them up. Oh, I know if I can squeeze this, some juice is going to come out. So we're just going to make this all into one big ball. There's got to be some reason that this one is bigger. They both have juice in them, so I'm going to... Do you see that size difference? I don't know why. Maybe there's more air in this, but let's see if we can't condense it. Ooh. All right, I am going to show you this. So I'm going to squeeze. And I'm trying not to make a mess. So I could squeeze a lot harder. So we're going to do that with this one. Oop, there we go. And same for this one, I can squeeze a lot harder. So I'm just like blown away that there's more pulp from the Omega than there is from the Nama. I don't understand it. I don't know why. Maybe we should weigh it? I don't know. I've already squeezed out juice. All right, really the only fair way to do this would be to do it through a nut milk bag. Because I'm squeezing them with the equal amounts and I'm dropping pieces. I'm making a big mess. This is for... I was about to say, this is for science, guys. This is for science and research. All right, anyways, I'll just let you kind of zoom in and see what you see there. So no way to really measure that, but it is wet and you can squeeze more out of it. So that being said, even if you do use this juicer, you can get more juice from your nut milk bag. So I did one time, I did make 64 ounces of juice from this one and squeezed it through a nut milk bag, and I think I got over an ounce, maybe 2 ounces. I don't remember. Maybe 1.5 to 2.5 ounces of extra juice. But I mean, at this point, you would be getting the same from this. So unless this needs to be twisted differently, I don't know. All right, so we're gonna take this out. And so you can see they both have, this one might have had more. But honestly, that part doesn't really matter. So we've got a mess here. All right, I'm going to get my mason jars because I forgot to bring them over here and rinse off my hands. And we will compare juice amounts. All right, also fun little fact that I just learned. Name brand mason jars like the Ball and the Kerr. I've only tried these in comparison with Walmart's brand of mason jars. And these, well, these are both Ball, but both Ball and Kerr, filled all the way to the tippy top, is 32 ounces. The off-brand, no brand, Walmart brand, whatever, does not hold 32 ounces. It holds less. So don't save a couple bucks. Just get the Ball and the Kerr so you can know you're drinking 32 ounces. And I also thought that 32 ounces was at the bottom of this lid screwy on part. But it's not. It's all the way to the top. So here we go. Without further ado, the moment we have all been waiting for. Turn it to the side since we have the little markers. Ooh, it looks like the Omega had more. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. There's like a smidgen more from the Omega. Just a little smidgeroon. Barely. I'm actually going to bring you in close so you can see this. I'm going to come get you. All right, here you go, up close and personal. Like the smidgest of smidgiest. Sorry, I'm using my hand so it's shaky. The Omega is on the left. The Nama is on the right. I mean, it's hard to tell in this lighting, but I do think that this one is slightly darker in color than this one. Maybe. Let me see if I still think that. Because I have weird lighting in here. I do still think that. I think I do still think that. All right, so this is Nama. This is Omega. There's more bubbles in the Nama. All right, I'm going to stop moving around with my hand and making anyone see. Okay, I guess at this point we shall do a taste test. So this celery has actually been pretty sweet. Oh wait, no, this is a new batch of celery. We shall see. Oh, also this juice is from 2 heads of celery. 2 like decent sized heads of celery. So this is Omega. There's a different smell. This is a stronger, greener smell. This is a softer, sweeter smell, I would say. And I have a good nose. Like, I have the nose of a pregnant woman. I can smell anything. I can sniff anything out. All right. Cheers. Salty. Very salty. Let's try this one. Sweeter. Still salty, but sweeter. That's crazy. So that must be what happens when it oxidizes more, is it maybe makes it sweeter? I don't know. Anyways, well, this was fun, and I feel better knowing that I'm getting the same amount of juice from both of them. The pulp is the same. It makes me feel better about all the spinach that I'm juicing in here. Um, they're I just can't say enough good things about their customer service. Like any customer service I've ever experienced, theirs has been like above and beyond of anyone anywhere. Um, yeah, they're amazing, and I think they really stand by their product. Um, I wish I could say the same for Omega, but maybe they're just a more established company. They've been around for a longer period of time. I had a client of mine, I told about celery juicing and I told him about the Omega, and he went out and bought the Omega 1500 and it broke right away. I think he was trying to make peanut butter with it. And then he just had a nightmare of a time with customer service. But I do believe from, and I could be wrong, please comment below if I'm wrong because I don't want to slander this by any means. So I'm just repeating things that I've heard. But I think from what I've heard that their customer service is outsourced, and the people that do their customer service might also be working with a lot of other products and they don't know that much about this product. This is what their customer service works with. Like they know about their product. They stand behind their product. They're just amazing. So, um yeah. One other thing I want to add because I don't think a lot of people know this. I don't remember if I heard it in a live or a podcast, and I don't remember how many years ago I heard this. Probably at least like 2020, 2021, around that time, maybe 2019. It was around that time. But with celery juice, we all know you can freeze it in ice cubes. And you do that so it melts quicker without being exposed to air as long. But you can also, I heard this from medical medium himself, you can take your celery juice and you can fill it in an airtight container, so a mason jar, all the way to the top and just a little bit over the top. So you kind of get that little liquid bubble. And so with a mason jar, you would take the flat lid and you would slide it across, and you are going to get some spillage of juice down the side. But the whole point of doing that is so you get all of the air bubbles out. So I do this for my husband. So I make the celery juice every morning. He leaves, he gets up at like 5:30 in the morning. I get up around 7. So he doesn't get fresh celery juice, but I will make both of ours and I do this with his. So I overfill it, slide the lid on, it kind of spills over the sides. I take a paper towel and dry off the rim because these mason jar lids, you are probably well aware if you use mason jars, but they can rust really easily and we don't want that. So I dry it off and then I put the lid on and then I turn it upside down and I check it. Sometimes I don't do that good of a job and there's a couple tiny little air bubbles in there, but that just tells you if you got all the air out or not. And so when you do this, it can last in your fridge up to 72 hours. So if you're someone who is only able to juice on the weekends because you have to go to work super early, depending, like, whatever your schedule is, there's so many different schedule types out there. Maybe this is what you do. Maybe on Sunday you make 3 days worth or 72 hours worth of celery juice, and then you got to have it throughout the week for a couple days. Or if it makes more sense for you to, because you're very fatigued, but you can get the energy together to make it once every 3 days. And if that's what you need to do as a stepping stone to getting to the point of juicing every day, then that's what you do. So I know some people are going to come at me and be like, fresh is best. And it is. Fresh is absolutely best. But what's the next best thing if fresh doesn't work for you in your schedule? Instead of not doing it, this is the way that you might be able to do it and work it in. Yeah. So sometimes I make smoothies that way. I have a little air sucker thingy that sucks the air out and kind of gives it a little seal. And in the past, I've made up to 5 days worth of smoothies doing that, and it's been really nice. Like if I've had a class or something and I needed to be out the door really early, then I could just have 5 days worth of smoothies in the fridge and just grab and go. I would say though that 5 days is kind of pushing it, so 4 days is best. It starts to taste a little off on day 5. And this is coming from someone that used to hate day-old smoothies. It doesn't bother me anymore, but it really does preserve the taste for quite some time. And I do this with my heavy metal detox smoothies. I just leave a little extra room and I dump in extra coconut water. I say extra because I actually use coconut water to blend my heavy metal detox smoothies. I don't always add orange juice, but even if I do, I still add coconut water because you know how it congeals. That extra liquid, just when you shake it, it helps it break up a little bit easier. Also, anything that coconut water touches, it enhances the healing abilities to it. So maybe you just put like a little bit of coconut water just to give that little enhancement. So I add coconut water to all my smoothies. All right, I'm done talking your ear off. I will, I mean, I guess I might as well show you cleaning them side by side too. So let me get set up to do that. See you later. Oh, Mila, you're such a good girl. Come here. You want to come say hello? Come here, Mimi. Come to me, Mamaj. Come on, Demoj. The Momo Mouse. Come here. Here. I will introduce my little sweet me's. This is Mila. She's my little floofy poof. She is spoiled, and she is our sweet little fluffin' luffins. I don't know, my new kitty mouse, yes. I'm probably not going to put this in the video. Oh, I'm sorry. I do make her food, and I do plan on making a video showing how I do that. She like never sheds. I mean, she does in the change of the seasons, but I've been to other people's houses that have cats that eat like a regular conventional diet, and I feel like I'd like to pet their cats, but I also don't because I feel like I love to shove my face in cats and just kiss them because they're so soft and fluffy. And I I do that to someone else's cats. I'm like hair everywhere, all over my face, all over my hands, all over my clothes. Yeah. I mean, she sheds, but not crazy. And as I say that, I see like a little hair floating down. I attribute that to her diet. So, all right. See you later. Oh, I wish I could use the stopwatch. We'll rinse these out. We have these. This is what I do. You'll just have to use your own stopwatch. So, because my phone is being used. So we'll start with the Omega. On your marks, get set, go. Guys, go. I think we need to get it wet. A little more grip. So open is this way. All right. Just kind of spray everything off. Always make sure you scrub these little parts here, even if they look clean, because little pieces can dry out in there and you will never get them out, and then you will have to buy a new part. Ask me how I know this. We'll just put this guy here for safety, for safekeeping. I mean, all right, now we'll do the NamaJ2 and go. kind of see what's on there. Yeah, come in here. Scrape that out. This little piece we poke through. This piece probably takes the longest to clean. But that's okay, because while this makes my celery juice, I make my heavy metal detox smoothie. And then while this makes my liver rescue juice, I make my liver rescue smoothie. Or, currently, my extractor smoothie. Alright, so here we our other little green rubber piece for safekeeping. Honestly, I just kind of rinsed it out like this for a really long time. But if you do that, then it does get the juice buildup. So I feel like you could rinse it a couple times throughout the week and then give it a good scrubbing if you choose not to put it in your dishwasher. And so just kind of push my pulp out of the way. What do you guys do with your pulp? I typically put mine in my garden beds. This is actually, I say it like I've been doing it this whole time. This is my first year doing that. It's winter right now, so I have yet to use that compost to grow anything yet. But I dump it out there and I keep a little rake by my garden bed and I mix it up. So there we go. All done.